Salut à tous, my name is Marion Buricatu. I am a French artist and I lived here in the United States since 2001. This video is about art and how to impress your friends and family at the museum with 3 easy facts.
This is the question you're going to ask me. Why is learning about pigment so interesting? Well, merci for asking the question, and the answer is very simple. Colors have a huge social meaning during the Renaissance, and the paintings in the museum are the testament of that. So I do believe that it's fascinating to just understand a little bit of how these paintings, the material is made. So today is going to be a short video about the story of red and blue pigments. Here is the last Judgement. This is from the 1500s, and this is a wool tapestry from the Flemish region, and this tapestry is at the Worcester Art Museum. So just a quick reminder, don't forget that Renaissance spans roughly from the 14th to the 16th century, and don't forget that these are not rigid dates because it started in Italy and it went up north. So, you know, it's not exactly the same time in different countries. Okay, fact number 1, brightness and saturation. What makes a beautiful color in the Renaissance? What makes a beautiful color in the Renaissance? It's its brightness and its saturation. And it happened that blue and red are the 2 colors with the most advanced technologies to achieve brightness and saturation. So they're going to search for pigments that will give bright and saturated color in textiles and in paintings. Earthy colors are dull and they are not liked during the Renaissance. Dull colors are for the poor, not the nobility, as shown in the painting The Peasant Dance. For example, this fashion runway from 2016 is showing beautiful, elegant earth tones. This would be a big no-no in the Renaissance. So remember, textile industry is the biggest industry in the Renaissance. So the production and the trading of pigments was a big business, and paintings will show that. Okay, now let's start with the fact number 2. Red pigments, the oldest one. Okay, humankind painted before dyeing textiles, and they painted in red on the wall of caves. Like the Lascaux cave paintings in France, they are 20,000 years old. Red pigments have been readily available since ages. So there are 2 main red pigments in the Renaissance. In fact, there's much more than that. But these, I believe, are the 2 most important ones. So they are the madder and the other one is kermes. So let's talk about madder first. Madder, M-A-D-D-E-R. It was a locally made pigment from the plant madder. And you know what's the translation of madder in French? The translation is Garance, and it happens to be the name of my daughter. Okay, the red dye of the madder came from the roots of the plant, came from the roots of the plant, as shown on the picture. Okay, so there was big production of madder in Europe, so it was big business, big industry. The problem is that madder made beautiful saturated red, but it was a matte red. It was not a bright red. So the people at that time are going to look for another red, and this red is going to be kermes. Kermes lake, we say in English. It's from the dried body of an insect called cochineal. It's very expensive, but it's really beautiful, bright and intense red, as you can see on this royal mantle dyed in kermes. Okay, fact number 3. Blue pigments, a color from overseas. Don't forget, paintings are the legacy of the Renaissance society. They show the beautiful clothes of their rich patrons in their fancy coats. For textile, The beautiful blue pigment that was used was indigo. So for textile, the pigment is indigo. From a plant called true indigo, as you can see on this picture. It made a beautifully saturated and bright color, but it was also very expensive. The indigo was from India, and then starting in the 17th century and the discovery of the Americas, the indigo production did rely heavily on slavery. This is what we called the slavery triangle. Now, for painting now, the beautiful pigment that was used for painting was lapis lazuli. And this was a semi-precious stone from Afghanistan. It was very expensive. That is why you don't have a lot of blue in the paintings in the Renaissance. And if you have a lot of blue, that means that the patron who commissioned the painting was very rich. In this painting, Madonna of the Book by Botticelli, the top layer of the coat was painted in lapis lazuli, as shown on the painting. There's a lot of blue, so that means that the patron was very rich. Okay, finally, a quick summary. Here are 3 facts easy to remember about blue and red pigments during the Renaissance. 1. Brightness and saturation. 2. Red pigments, the oldest one, and 3. Blue pigments, a color from overseas. Now, if you want to impress your friends and family even more at the museum or just entertain them at home, the next video is just for you. It has 7 trivia questions that I have created about blue and red pigments during the Renaissance. You can print them out using the link in the next video. And if you're like me and you think this is not enough information and you just want to learn much more about that, check out the links below.
Nice chatting with you. Abonne-toi, which means subscribe to my channel. Have fun and see you at the next video.